Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Here's what's ahead for you on this Monday night.
Hello, Long Island, and welcome to the FiOS One Weekend Edition on this final day of 2016. I said it was a beautiful Sunday, and I'm not kidding. It is just gorgeous outside, potential record high temperatures.
Behind me, hundreds are marching in downtown Pasco in protest of the fatal officer-involved shooting Tuesday night of Antonio Zambrano Montez. We're coming on the air at this hour because we're about to hear Franklin County Prosecutor Sean Sand's decision on whether or not he will file criminal charges against the 3 Pasco police officers involved in the fatal shooting of Antonio Zambrano Montez in downtown Pasco on February the 10th. Let's take a live look now at the Franklin County Commissioner's boardroom at the Franklin County Courthouse. There you see Sean Sant, the prosecutor, on your left at the podium. Let's take what he says live. Was there ever any thoughts of charging these officers with a lesser crime? Or was it always all or nothing? For instance, a lot of people criticized them for opening fire in what was a very crowded intersection at a very busy time of day. Well, you probably woke up this morning to the news that the Dow dropped 1,000 points just seconds after the opening bell.
President on the road in Florida last night, leaving behind the turmoil in Washington, D.C. for a political rally that drew thousands of enthusiastic supporters.
The number one rule is expect the unexpected.
The DEA is now calling the opioid addiction epidemic a threat to law enforcement. Well, imagine this, an airplane that never has to fuel up. That's what Long Islanders came out to see in Suffolk County. There is a Long Island connection to the sanctions against Russia in retaliation for that country's alleged interference in the presidential election. President Vladimir Putin of Russia now condemning the move that orders 35 Russian diplomats to leave the U.S. and closes 2 facilities, including one right here. On this President's Day weekend, we're going to look at our first president, who was also the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army as it fought for our nation's independence. Of course, we're talking about George Washington and a pivotal battle that happened in White Plains. Washington was there, and so was a young artillery officer named Alexander Hamilton. A Suffolk County family has its Christmas lawn decorations stolen. Coming up, I'll tell you how a Long Island celebrity stepped up to give this story a very happy ending. Now, something you may not have known about Mick Foley, the WWE Hall of Famer, is a big Christmas guy. In fact, he even has a Santa room in his home, so this gesture of kindness was right up his alley. Well, one of the people we rely on to bring us into the new year, feeling like he'd never get out of 2016 yesterday just a little bit. Coming up, the famous host that was unable to start his duties because of some very original technical difficulties. Stay tuned.
Jumping off a diving board and swimming in a pool. For most of us, this would be routine. But that's not the case for retired Marine Corporal Dan Lasko. The 33-year-old Pennsylvania native lost his left leg during an IED explosion while serving in Afghanistan in 2004. Since then, he has played on the Wounded Warrior football team and also competed in several triathlons and even marathons. But one thing he couldn't do as well as he wanted to was swim. The reason? Prosthetic legs just don't move through the water efficiently. That's when Northwell Health teamed up with Eschen, a prosthetic design firm, and the Composites Prototyping Center, a commercial-grade 3D manufacturing company. Over time, they came up with a brand new prosthetic with an attached fin, which sort of mimics the way a dolphin's tail works. Lasko can't believe how well it works.
It feels like I have 2 legs again in the water. It feels really good. Actually, when I'm swimming, I can actually see and feel the water going through the fin. It's pretty amazing.
Those who built the new prosthetic believe it could be a groundbreaking change in the field.
There is not a commercially available product like this out there, so I think that's a definition of being unique. It's patient-specific, it's changed to each individual, and it allows functionality.
We can't and haven't come up with a design in the past that allowed a person to propel themselves through the water, to give efficiency back to the leg that they're missing.
Corporal Lasko also has a very simple reason why the leg will benefit him. Now he can spend more time in the pool enjoying time with his kids. And he says this advancement is more proof that people should never give up, no matter their challenge.
This means that there's a device for anything you want to get involved with. So there's no excuse for any amputee or especially a wounded veteran or a kid that wants to get in the water and swim with a device like this. It's a really game changer.
Hoorah, Marine! Kevin Uretsky, FiOS 1 News. The sound of baby Michael Devote crying is nothing new to Police Medic Supervisor William Rudnick and his partner Christopher Domenko. They were the first to hear baby Michael cry just past midnight this morning, but it wasn't supposed to be that way. Michael's mom, Jennifer, went into labor at about 10:45 last night and thought she had plenty of time to get to the hospital because her contractions were only about 20 minutes apart. But less than half an hour later, they were only 2 minutes apart, leaving Jennifer and husband Matthew scrambling to call an ambulance.
I was terrified that I was going to be having this baby in the living room.
Despite that fear, Jennifer was rushed to the ambulance, and just 8 minutes into the ride at about 12:15 a.m., Michael arrived, leaving the new mom and dad very grateful to the very special pair of storks who delivered him.
Reassuring me that he knew exactly what he was doing. He's done this many times before. And he was, I couldn't ask for a better person to be there with me. He was the best. He really was.
I couldn't ask for anything more. They really stepped up and they really helped us in a tough situation. So we're very thankful for that.
As for the medics, they say it's all in a day's work, even if it wasn't quite a normal day's work. Today they got to spend a little more relaxed quality time with the Devote family at North Shore University Hospital in Manhasset.
I'm a little nervous in the beginning, but everything went well. It felt amazing afterwards, and we're just happy she had a nice, healthy baby.
It was just a beautiful event. Nice, crying, healthy, happy baby.
So, happy birthday, little Michael, and welcome to the world. And don't worry, your parents know two very special babysitters who will always be happy to look out for you. Kevin Uretsky, FiOS 1 News.